Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is 40k launch night. We are at Battle Bunker for the midnight launch, and Michael Botterill is back on the channel with his Blood Ravens. So, this is going to be the first type of game that I'm filming. It's just end of phase. We're just going to have a nice chilled out game, plenty of laughs, and not take it too seriously. So, yeah, please check out Battle Bunker if you haven't already. Fantastic gaming tables for everyone to use. Discount on hobby products. You name it, Justin can probably get it. So, as I said, we're just going to take it nice and easy during this game. We're playing the Scouring, and there is 6 objectives. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You'll hear a lot of noise during this mission, so I do apologise, but like I said, the place is rammed for the 8th edition launch night. So please bear with us, and we'll try and clip out as much of the noise as possible. And I will, of course, mute Phil. Right guys, so here we go. This is 1998 of Khorne Daemons. So, what have we got? We've got Skulltaker making his debut. Just finished him this morning. For the other HQs, we have Scarbrand, and we have Bloodthirster of Infinite Rage. And then we've got a Demon Prince with wings, and a Lois model with the axe. The axe will put me a point over, so he is running with a sword. I've got a unit of 6 Blood Crushers, a unit of 8 Flesh Hounds, and then 3 times 20 Bloodletters. I thought bringing units of 30 might be a little bit brutal, so we're not going for that. So here we go, folks. This is Michael's Blood Raven army, and it's a pleasure to have the Blood Ravens on the channel for the first time. Michael's running a battalion as well as myself, so we've both got 6 command points, and we're going to just take a nice and easy game to ease into it. So we've got a captain with a Stormbolter and Power Fist, and Michael's Warlord trait is he's 6 up to ignore any damage, Tenacious Fighter. For troops, he's got a unit of Tactical Marines with a missile launcher and a flamer, and they're coming in a drop pod with a Stormbolter. We've got a second unit with a melter gun and a multi-melter, again coming in a drop pod with a Stormbolter. And the third troop choice that's mandatory now is the Scout Squad with 4 sniper rifles, camo cloaks, and 1 missile launcher. We've also got a unit of 5 Terminators with 4 Power Fists and a Power Sword on the Sergeant. We have a Storm Talon with the Twin Assault Cannon, and Twin Assault Cannons are now brutal with 12 shots. And of course a Twin Las Cannon as well. I think this is something, Storm Talons are going to be good in 8th, I think. We've got a Whirlwind with the Whirlwind Launcher, and we've got a Vindicator with the Demolisher Cannon as well. Now, what we're doing is Michael's fleshing out to make 2,000 points with a, I want to say, Company Commander? Commissar? Commissar, yeah. Commissar, and then he's got a unit of 5 Scions with hotshot las guns, are there? Yeah, 1 volley gun. 1 volley gun, and then the Taurox Prime with a twin autocannon. And then the missile launcher on there as well. I think twin autocannons are a game-changing weapon these days. And finally, we've got the Dreadnought with a Stormbolter, is it, underneath? And the multi-melter and the Power Fist. So, very, very typical Space Marine army, very fluffy. Let's see what it can do. So, Michael has finished deploying second, and as you can see, he's basically formed a gun line of Marines at one side and the tanks at the other. He's infiltrated the scouts up into this building. In reserve, though, he's actually got the Terminators and both drop pods. In the Taurox Prime, though, it's the Space Marine Captain, the Scion Squad, and the Commissar. And at the back, we've got the Storm Talon. So, as you can probably now tell, I did finish setting up first. Michael did attempt to seize the initiative, but unfortunately did not. And my turn is basically super quick. Everything has moved and ran forward because I can't do anything else. I've got 1 shooting attack, which is Scarbrand's Raw, and it's not within range. Yeah. Right, so Michael's move and phase. The Taurox Prime staying where it is because it's got a bead on Scarbrand. And of course the Assault Marines have leapt forward. There's 2 flamers in there. Plus the bow pistols, I reckon Michael can do a lot of damage to these Bloodletters. He's then got the Storm Talon. I think Storm Talons are going to be a massive game-changing unit, because that assault cannon and the las cannons at Scarbrand is going to be horrible. There's then the Dreadnought with the multi-melter within half range as well, so Michael's going to be able to do 2d6 picking the highest damage, and he's just chose to bring in the Terminators as well. Stormbolters are now brilliant. Rapid 2, meaning that he's getting 4 shots per Terminator into these guys down here. Across this side, he's also pulled these tanks back. He is going to suffer the -1 penalty for moving for heavy weapons, but he's got Demolisher Cannon facing the Bloodthirster of Infinite Rage in the face. So let's see if Michael's plan to bring all this in. I think this side may collapse, but we'll have to see what Michael can do. And with that, the Blood Ravens have laid waste to the forces of Khorne. I have lost 11 Bloodletters here, even more at this side, and that was from fire from all of the Stormbolters on these guys. Of course, rapid fire Stormbolt is now a really powerful tool. The Whirlwind Launcher even did some additional damage as well. The Assault Marines managed to kill a good chunk of the Bloodletters with support from the overhead Storm Talon's Assault Cannon. The Assault Cannons, like I said earlier, 12 shots now for Twin Linked, and absolutely decimating these Bloodletters. But Scarbrand is on 4 wounds, and that's thanks to the auto cannon and missile launcher from the Taurox, the las cannon on the Storm Talon, and the multi-melter on the Dreadnought. Michael actually used a command point to re-roll one of the 2 wounds against Scarbrand, and it actually ended up going through and wounding him. So Scarbrand is taking an absolute beating. Meanwhile though, Skulltaker is on 1 wound. The snipers, 4 snipers, believe it or not, 2 mortal wounds, and then I failed 2 of the 4 saves. Michael actually hitting and wounding with all 4. The missile launcher even went into Scarbrand to try and plink those last few wounds off him, but it wasn't quite enough. Over this side though, the only damage taken is I've lost 4 wounds from the Infinite Rage Bloodthirster, thanks to the Demolisher Cannon on the front of that Vindicator. And with that, that is nasty and horrible. But Michael now wants to make a charge with the Assault Marines versus the Bloodletters. So let's see what happens with that. Right, so Assault Phase. These guys charged in and tore apart the Bloodletters. Now, I was going to use 2 command points. However, the Dreadnought made the charge against Scarbrand. Michael got 2 wounds, and then he used the command point to reroll one of the wounds, getting 3 wounds. Wanted to guarantee that Scarbrand was taken out. So the 2 command points I could have used to go against these, I didn't feel was worth it. Maybe I should have, who knows. But Skulltaker's now on this flank entirely by himself. So yeah, over to my turn, and I have lost a lot of Bloodletters. The guys that were in the middle here actually died because I rolled a 5 for my leadership. I'd lost 11 models. Their only leadership 7. So because I rolled a 5, it actually killed the rest of them. They ran from battle like the cowards that they are. So let's move into Khorne, turn 2. Right, so turn 2 for the forces of Khorne. Losing those Bloodletters in Scarbrand has been absolutely crucial. Scarbrand was 400 points, Michael. You've killed 400 points in my army. That's nearly a quarter of it. The Hounds have pulled sideways. They're going to look to hopefully take the Dreadnought out, or at least tie it up. The Demon Prince is going for the Terminators, and these guys are going to go for the Vindicator. I don't want that thing firing again, so I've got no shooting. Let's charge. Haha! Victory is maybe not quite mine, because this Bloodthirster hurtled in and decided to smash apart the Vindicator with his big giant axe, and actually did 27 wounds. So I think this guy is a force to be reckoned with. I think if you can get them where they need to go, the Bloodthirsters are going to be brutal. It is worth noting though, I did attack with the Demon Prince first to try and kill the Terminators, and believe it or not, I only actually killed a single Terminator. Michael passing some invuns, and me with a bit of poor rolling. Michael did interrupt the charge though with his dreadnought to attack Skulltaker and the dogs, and managed to take Skulltaker out. And that was pretty much it. Michael's going to automatically pass his morale check down here with the Terminators because he only lost a single one of them. But that wasn't so good for the forces of Khorne. We've got control of this side of the board, but this side is firmly in the hands of the Space Marines. So let's move on to Space Marine turn 2. Right, so movement phase for the Blood Angels, not Blood Angels, Blood Ravens. And the Assault Marines are going to come in here to hopefully do some damage to the dogs. Yeah. I'm expecting to take heavy damage on the Demon Prince because he's only on 3 wounds left, which isn't good. The Taurox, though, has pushed forward, looking to drop some damage into the Bloodthirster. And Michael's brought his drop pod in with his multi-melter and melter gun, and that's probably going to take the Bloodthirster out. Weight of dice, meanwhile, with the bolt guns will probably eat into these. And then the other drop pod with the missile launcher and the flamer has landed here. Now, the flamer's not going to be able to hit because it's only an 8-inch range. But again, weight of dice from the bolters is probably going to kill some of these. He's then, of course, got the Storm Talon. I wish I could use Storm Talons. So the shooting phase, Michael did have a lot of poor rolls. All he's managed to do is kill a handful of Bloodletters here, a single Blood Crusher, and despite using his command point to re-roll the melter gun to hit and the multi-melter, nothing was done to the Bloodthirster. Even the Taurox prime fired in and the las cannon from the Storm Talon, and Michael's rolls, wow. If I had £1 for every 1 and 2 that he'd rolled, I'd have over 100 quid probably. So, the only thing that he's done for charges is charged the Assault Marines in here first. Even the Snipers had a pot shot at the Bloodthirster, and that was actually the only wound that the Bloodthirster took. The Snipers managed to get a mortal wound in on him. So, Michael is going to get the swing with these guys first because they have just made the charge. Wow, what a bloody turn for the forces of Chaos. This is horrific. So, Michael charged in with his Assault Marines and killed a couple of dogs. He was then going to start attacking again, but I interrupted with the Demon and used 2 command points. And I managed to get 5 hits. And out of my wounds, I only rolled 2. And I used my last command point to re-roll a wound. Got 3 wounds. And Michael passed all of his invulnerable saves. He then swung back with the Dreadnought, killing another 2 dogs. And then, of course, the Terminators then went next and managed to kill what was left of the Demon Prince. So, yeah, that wasn't good. There was 3 dogs remaining, and I rolled a 5 for my leadership check. And because I'd already lost 5, the other 3 basically ran. Down here as well, actually, Michael, the Bloodletters do need a morale check. So there's 5, there's 10 there. So I lost 10. Plus 1 is 11. I'm leadership 7. And I don't have the banner because if I had the banner, I could have actually gotten D6 models back. So another 4 run. So yeah, this isn't going very well for the forces of Chaos. We've only got Blood Crushers and a Bloodthirster left. We're going to keep going. We're going to see what destruction we can cause though. So the 3 units of Chaos Demons that are remaining are splitting off. They are dividing and not going to conquer. Basically, this guy has fly, Michael, which means I can charge your Storm Talon. Yeah! The Terminators are probably going to beast him next turn, but I want rid of this because this unit, no. The Blood Crushers over here are going to hurtle into the Marines and hopefully cut them up. And the remaining Bloodletters are hopefully going to do some damage down here. That's pretty much it. So, see you on the other end of the assault phase. Right, so assault phase, and I've realised that I've been forgetting a couple of rules. +1 attack and +1 strength on the charge. So, between these guys, believe it or not, we only managed to do 3 wounds, and Michael saved 2 of them on his 6-up save. Down here, though, wow, Blood Crushers hit hard. That's 4 attacks each, And then 3 attacks from the Bladed Horns at strength 8, and the other guys are strength 6. And yeah, they kind of made a mess of that tactical squad. But the best thing, this Bloodthirster came hurtling across the battlefield. He clambered over the building and slammed his axe down into the Storm Talon, ripping 18 wounds from it. Wow. Wow. Right, so we're moving pretty fast with the game now because there's not many units left. So these guys shot the bow pistols in and managed to kill a couple of more bloodletters. Down here though, the Bloodthirster was left on 4 wounds. Pretty much everything shot down here. The Storm Bolters, the Multi-Melter actually did 4 damage. The volley guns and everything from here. You can see obviously the Scions, the Commissar and the Captain got out. The Captain was actually granting rerolls to the Terminators, the Dreadnought, and 3 bow pistols from here that were just within range. Interestingly, the Taurochs didn't move, and the Whirlwind didn't move, and there's 1 Blood Crusher left. Now we're about to go into the assault phase. Michael reckons that the Dreadnought and the Terminators can take the Bloodthirster. However, Michael, we've still got the Scouts to go again.
Yeah, forget about that.
So let's fire the Scouts and then see what happens in combat. But I have 5 models left. Yeah, let's see what happens. So, the Scout Snipers, it was the crack missile, Michael. It took the Blood Crusher down, rolling D6 damage, rolling a 4. And of course, these guys charged in. The Dreadnought swung first and managed to get 2 wounds through, dealing 6 damage to the Bloodthirster. And then lastly down here, Michael activated these, and weight of dice alone killed the last 3 Bloodletters. Michael, what do you think of 8th edition then?
I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot more brutal, it's quicker, it's much more free-flowing. It's a better game than 7th and 6th were. Much better game.
There's so little in the way, like all the rules for terrain, heavy weapons, assault weapons, rapid fire weapons. It's just so much easier to play it. And it was.
This game's taken a little longer than I expect a normal game will, because we're still looking up stuff, we're still getting used to it. But once you get used to the, right, 3+ to hit, 3+ to I'm doing a wounding on 4, it's much simpler. Yeah,
and do you know what? Even though you absolutely decimated like the Bloodletters, Storm Talon had to have been unit of the game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Storm Talon was fantastic.
Dreadnoughts, I feel, are very good now.
Yeah, hasn't even lost a wound.
Exactly. I did forget 1 or 2 little things about the Demons of Khorne, but obviously it was the first time I played them. But you know what? It was just so fun, and seeing the Bloodthirster take on the Storm Talon in combat was hilarious.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
It's nice to see flyers getting assaulted.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to play them much more carefully now.
Very, very, especially because they can't go off the board.
No.
So yes, that is a turn 3 tabling for the Demons of Khorne at the hands of the Blood Ravens. I think when people start learning the synergies, like that last round when you got your captain out to re-roll all the ones, especially because it was in combat and all the shots as well. When people learn the synergies, it's going to be a very, very good but tactical game.
Yes.
So yeah, that is it, folks. That is 8th edition. That was one of Michael's first games. He's only had 1 or 2 practice games. Battle Bunker has been immense tonight. It has been unbelievably busy. There's so many games, and Phil is still here. But yes, what a game. Do you know what? I don't care that I lost, because that was so fun. There were so many things that you would see that you wouldn't normally. For me, my unit of the game, Bloodthirster with Unfettered Fury, or Infinite Rage rather, smashing apart the Vindicator and then the Storm Talon. Absolutely. So Michael, thank you very much for the game. It's been a pleasure, and a massive thank you, of course, to Justin at Battle Bunker for hosting this event. It has been fantastic. But for now, it's not 2 a.m. when you're watching this, or it might be, but it's 2 a.m. for us, so it's probably nearly home time. So thanks very much for watching, folks, and we will see you again very soon.